Go ahead and call the board to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I think everyone further. Yep. Next, I would like the role of the various seasonal staff, moving forward with the amended agenda. Item 3 is a motion to approve the 9-6 village board and file the 9-2 zoning board of appeals 6-1 community development. Agreements as presented.
I'll make the motion.
Second. Motion and a second, as always, comments, questions, clarifications on the minutes. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Item 4, anybody in the audience wishing to speak on a non-agenda item? Let's move on to item 5. Any materials have been distributed in the normal fashion. Let's move on to item 6, resolutions, orders, action items. Item A, discussion and possible action on ARPA funding agreement with Platte County for fire EMS staffing. Mike?
I've been working with Jesse on this. This is the agreement for the funding of the EMTs of course over the next 3 years. And actually, been working closely with the village attorney in Saukville and the city attorney in Port Washington, because we're all simultaneously being presented with the same agreement. We've identified a number of potential issues with the agreement. Most of them are clerical misnumberings, missing exhibits, things like that we're going to get worked out. And then a handful of bigger items such as compliance and reporting requirements and auditing requirements that may or may not be required now under the new ARPA rules. The ARPA rules change regularly, and they just changed recently at the end of July. And we'd like a chance to talk to the county about all these compliance requirements. So this comes before you tonight. I know the chief is anxious. He wants to get out and start hiring people if he can. I'd like the chance to talk a little more to the county about this agreement. I think there's some interest in maybe asking the village board to approve the agreement, maybe subject to final review by legal. I don't know if you're comfortable, if the group is comfortable with that. And I don't know how much that helps you, chief, to be able to get out there.
Yeah, I think would be my expectation, if that's possible, to approve it pending your final approval. That at least shortens the amount of time, and it is going to be a competitive process.
We'll have a Q&A on this, but is there a consensus by board that we can do an approval pending final review by legal?
Yes.
All right, I'll open it up to the board for any questions they may have.
I just have a comment. I do think it's important that we do that so that once we get the okay, we can advertise for those positions. I know we had trouble with the position that we recently, I don't know if we hired for that yet, but one of the things I think we're hearing is that the pay is a little lower than a couple of the neighboring communities. So I'm sure you want to get out there in front of it and get somebody sooner rather than later.
And
Or
I've
another
worked,
community might jump on that.
Sure. And I've worked with Chief too. We do have the hiring flexibility of bringing a qualified individual in above minimum. So we do have that flexibility. We'll be advertising the range and looking to exercise that flexibility as needed to address exactly that point. Yep.
Any other comments? I entertain a motion to approve the agreement between the Suffolk County and the Village of Grafton pending final legal review on approval. I'll make that motion. I'll second. Motion and second, all in favor?
Okay.
Any opposed? That passes. Let's move on to item B, a resolution authorizing the urban forestry grant. This is something we do on an annual basis. Resolution, take an offer, motion and second.
I'll offer.
Motion. Second.
Offer, motion and second. Final comments, questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That resolution passes. Let's move on to item C, report of the Board of Public Works. We have 3 items. Item 1 is a motion to recommend the village board approve the purchase of a new 2022 Ford F-250 gas clean truck with utility body and plow from Ewald Ford in Hartford, Wisconsin for our net price of $54,586.
I'll move to approve.
Second. Comments, questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? That motion passes. Item 2 is a motion to recommend the village board approve Brookett Milky for project and technical support for amount not to exceed $54,700 as part of the water and wastewater treatment on SCADA radio telemetry network upgrade project.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Motion is second. Comments on that? Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? That motion passes. Item 3 is a motion to recommend that the village board approve Energetics electrical installation services for $24,100. Part of the WWTS SCADA radio telemetry network upgrade project. I'll make a motion. Motion is second, all in favor? I oppose. That motion passes. Move on to item D, report of the Board of Public Safety Committee. I think there were some details that are pretty well spelled out regarding item 2. We pretty much just agreed that we are going to go down that road by the approval of the ARPA funds and an agreement with the county. Item 1 is a motion to approve the donation of $25 to be applied toward the Grafton K-9 Foundation be approved. I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Any opposed? That motion passes. Move on to item 7, department and officers reports. Jesse, you want to get us started?
Absolutely. The Grafton Police Department and the school district recently held a logistics meeting regarding the scheduled homecoming parade. The parade is scheduled for October 6th, starting up at St. Paul's Lutheran, and then winding through town back over to the high school. The meeting is to make sure everyone is on the same page with regards to traffic control, safety logistics, detour route, etc., as we do have some closings associated with that parade. So overall, a very good, productive meeting and great partnership there to make a really important event happen. Hydrant flushing is scheduled for this week. It's an annual maintenance activity carried out by our utility. Public notices have been posted on social media, website, etc. And then last but not least, please watch for a couple of local author book signing events at the library. The next one will be September 27th with author Carla Luna signing her Field Rules book. More information is available on the library's website, but some really neat opportunities there with local authors coming into our library to do book signings. So a neat event there for the community.
Okay, thank you. Anything from any of our other department heads out there? Okay, questions? Yeah.
Jesse, I don't know if this is you or Chief Cabanera, but who decides when trick or treating is going to be in the village?
Historically, that has lied with the police department. That said, it was held on Halloween, the 31st last year. We are taking a look at that. Chief and I have been talking about it as far as, taking into account school night activities, youth sports and whatnot, and what makes the most sense. So actually, I just had a public inquiry about that on Friday. Before Wednesday this week, a formal announcement will be put out on Facebook, so other social media and the website. But I have a feeling we're leaning towards going back to that historical weekend time.
Because Port Washington and Cedarburg is both Saturday, and there's been a lot of comments and not in favor of having it on Halloween.
Yeah.
Can I make a suggestion? Sure. Can we remove that from the chief's responsibilities, and make it a board decision? Because I honestly, I have no idea why it's even under the police department's purview.
I think that's a fair question, but I mean, unless the board, I have no problems pushing it back to Sunday afternoon.
Not Sunday is a Panther game. Can we do it Saturday? Cedarburg and Port Washington are doing it Saturday and so.
Where's it doing?
Saturday's great.
Huh?
Saturday's great from a parent's point of view.
I would echo.
Okay, I didn't matter to me because I was always there watching the game and I had to hand out the candy on Sunday.
If I may ask, and I don't want to get too far afield from the current agenda item, but if I may ask, would the board be willing to entertain a simple resolution establishing a set date and time range? That way, in perpetuity, it's just done. There's no more questions, comments, concerns.
Like the Saturday before Halloween.
Right.
So let's put it on a future agenda item.
Perfect.
We're asking for an action item.
You might want to remove
As
it.
early as the 25th of October.
Yeah, you might want to remove it off of the website because it's on for future years. Maybe just take it off. until you decide.
Will do.
So if you get, if people who are more, is the consensus Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday, okay, so push to Saturday and take it off the chief's agenda, because like you said, I don't have, thank you, whole lot of impact on his.
And we can get that started this year.
Or should we wait? That would be late.
Oh, no, this would be, I mean, to set it in perpetuity, that's that. Yep.
What, Jeffrey, totals on your 2 fundraisers yesterday? I do, so the Sendix fundraiser, we ended up getting, $3,200 from. And then, the full service car wash, was like close to 900. So, and then we received several other donations as well that just came in today, as a matter of fact, so, we're over $5,000 for the last 3 days for donation. Well, Bill and Mrs. Bammon worked hard. Yeah, they did awesome. I made it over there by 2 o'clock and was there until the close of it, and it was being busy in the afternoon, so it was good. We were very happy. When the evening I was there, they had a line going on the block. We appreciate your support. It's very good to see you.
Actually, can you remind me again, how much do you need before you can actually purchase the dog?
70,000, we're already there. So we're working on that. I was in Nashville last week, for 3 days for a conference for canines. And I had an opportunity to visit with 6 different kennels, and see their operations, albeit from video and demonstrations at the conference. And talk to a lot of the different vendors and stuff. There's a lot more considerations after this conference that I've got to consider now, especially on the legal liability mitigation side of things. So that's good, and I'll be working with our village attorney to talk about that and how that's going to work out, because there are some faculty benefits that I didn't think of.
So what is the time frame for getting the dog?
For getting the dog will be about, my goal is to have it by December. So, it's all gonna kind of hinge on whether or not the vehicle's available and ready at that time.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on to licenses. I entertain a motion for approval of operator's license for the 3 individuals.
I'll make a motion.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
That motion passes. Item 9, for the bill. I get a motion for the approval of village expenditures, $344,182.24. That's all of the normal back and forth. Entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second. Motion is second. Any final comments, questions? on the
Yes.
bills? Yes, Dave.
Concerning the car that was over at the squad that was over at mobile, couldn't the insurance pay for some of that since it was? Yeah, our deductible's $1,000, so we decided not to file a claim because it was only 1,100. Okay, so I thought that might be the case, but I just wanted to ask.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jesse, a lot of times it'll say vehicle maintenance, really doesn't, vehicle repair, doesn't tell us much. When that stuff gets put in the expenditure report, couldn't it be more clarity?
We are only allowed so much room as a descriptor by our software and the report that it generates. So that we do our best to explain what is the item at hand. But our software only has so much room which we can type out what a description is. That said, this is great as far as the request for additional information. Happy to answer it, but we are limited in what we're able to when we generate this village expenditures report.
All right. Yeah.
Jesse, I was grateful for the entire information you gave us about that repair at mobile.
Sure.
It gave us a lot of information. I'm grateful for that. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Questions? Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Item 10, motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you very much.